Hi everybody, it's at Ramanda Renee for the Bolt Journal, and it is your Thursday workshop episode. As promised, we're going to be talking about weekly spreads or weekly layouts and how to think about your week as one unit when you're day planning. Even if you use a daily page, how do we think about the whole week as a unit for how we're using our time? Because that's really the smallest breakdown that I can think of. That shows all the components of how your regular habits and your regular life are working together to achieve your goals. So, excuse me, coughing on you. Thanks to everybody who was there last Saturday for the Lost episode live on Facebook. It was really scary to face my fear to do an episode that was live anywhere because it's a little bit unpredictable and less controlled, and then I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, people on social media can be so mean, but it's crazy because all the people that I know and love them, and then all the people that have liked Facebook are people that know them, so I'm like, there aren't any mean people. I'm sure I'll find them later, but that's fine. Hashtag death to planner shame. It's part of the Bolt journaling attitude. I got this. So I looked and looked and looked, and I really tried to find the book that I read, and I can't remember what it's called, but there was a book that I read in high school that was about how to think about your week as the smallest unit of time when you're allotting different things so that you can not only get everything done, because I think most of us are pretty responsible, adulty type people, and we can get the things done. Sorry if that's glaring at you. That's my sunshine lamp for wintertime, get more vitamin D. We can get things done, or we can barely get things done in time, but then there's this layer of, oh, if only I had time to write a book or start a blog or whatever. So I have sticky notes to help me. Yeah, how would you accomplish a full-time job, a part-time job, a side project, and full-time graduate school classes, all in being fit and eating intuitively and spending family time? Oh wait, we're eternal beings. I remember last week's deep dive, which would have been episode 7, our relationship with time. Part of that is changing how we think about planning, and we're not just planning to get things done so we can do nothing. We can actually plan to get to the things that we want to do. So we can actually take a couple hours a week and do something like start a vlog and talk to people about journaling and loving their life. So some quick announcements before we get into the workshop episode itself. We're doing friends and family discount for everybody. You can get a medium day planner, and by medium, I mean that covers 2 to 3 months depending on how our conversation goes. Whenever you do a custom order, I do a free 20-minute consultation so I can get your colors, your animals, your totems, your needs, whatever you want me to incorporate. And I can show you different layouts for how your Bolt journal could look. And in a medium, it's usually $45. So right now it's $30, which is what you would usually get a small for. So I'm not sure percentage-y wise, whatever. I just decided to knock it all down to the small so you could have it and try it out for more than 1 month. And even if it doesn't work out for you, that, you know, that's not exactly the right planner for you, maybe you want to make one yourself and tweak it a little bit, or you want to do a totally different program, it's still going to be an amazing mindfulness experience for you. And it's still probably the best. I would like to think that it would be the best handcrafted journal that you've ever held, because it's me making it, and it takes 8 hours for me to make a medium, and that's me hand lettering, handwriting in the page numbers, all the things with love and positive intention and praying over it and all that stuff. So I don't think you're going to get that with any other fancy planner. Even if that other one is what you need, great, go for it. No bad feelings. I'm just saying the Bolt Journal family discount experience is probably the best mindfulness day planner experience that's in the handmade market right now. So that was the announcement section. This is craziness, and I don't know how well you can see it, but this is my color-coded week for this week. So we're here on Thursday, And I color code it because it used to be plain. I don't know if I can get you to a plain page. It used to just be ink on a page. And for me being a visual person, it got because it's very messy. I mean, you live here, you're gonna kind of destroy this a little bit with crossing, if you like to cross things out that you got completed, or if you black it out because it got canceled or whatever happens. So I used color coding because for me, I already know my weekly rhythm, so it doesn't take me extra time. I'm just sitting there, like, grab a different pen, write a thing, grab a different pen, write a thing. This does not mean you have to color code by any means. So what I start with the weekly is personally trying to do consistent bedtime and waking up time, and that definitely fluctuates a little bit because sometimes you're up late and sometimes the raccoons are in the trash, something wakes you up, whatever happens. But blocking in the have tos, all my have tos are blue, like waking up, doing my morning routine, or getting ready for bed and bedtime. And then I actually build towards the middle. For me, you might want to build backwards from bedtime and go up, depending on how much you know about your schedule, or if you know you have to get up at a certain time for work, etc. And then plugging in the rest of the things are things that change throughout the week that are different categories of things, like Sophie's hot pink, hashtag Sophie Claire. Bolt journal work is orange because it's so energetic and exciting for me, etc., etc. What you don't see from thinking about the week as a unit together, because in one day you might not do all of the things that comprise what you would think about as consistency, right? Because you're not going to clean your whole house every single day, but if one of your personal goals is to have a relaxing living environment, you're going to do that at some point throughout the week. So thinking of the week as a unit can show you ahead of time where your time is going, and or where you can make it better. When I actually transposed this from my blow up page, I had an art page where I put in a graph to make sure that I was seeing everything that I needed to see. I actually discovered a couple things down at the bottom that I had written twice or whatever, and was like losing an hour a night, which is huge because that's 7 hours a week. That's a whole side project that you could be doing, or a book that you could be writing, or an hour a day reading to your kids, or whatever it is. So thinking of the unit, what you don't see is the gaps, because I haven't written them in, because that's flexible time or open time, if you want to say open time. The weekly unit, which I'm going to change the format of the pages to daily pages, like I showed you before, the options between daily or two-faced or weekly pages, just because I like to see, classes are going to start up again for me in January, and I like to see my assignments, my tasks, my schedule all on the same page, and this specific notebook that I talked about before is perfect for that kind of setup if that's what you want to. But as far as thinking in the weekly, this is helping me right now because A, classes aren't till January, and B, I'm starting up a different work schedule. So being able to see where my time gaps are in this format is going to help me hugely when I switch over to the daily format, because I still know on the weekly basis, okay, I have this much time set aside that I could use here, here, and here for homework. For example, I know I have 8 hours of homework time a week available, because I have 2 hours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. I did that wrong. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You'd think I would know where Monday is, but I'm looking at it backwards. So I have 8 hours there. Now that's on top of what's already being multitasked during the day whenever I have extra time. I have 24 total hours a week in here available for side work, and that depends on what's happening, what's more busy. I do some gig work on the side, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday that those are available. And I'm actually thinking about it as Friday, Saturday, and the next Sunday, just to make that clear. I'm not like, I'm thinking about it my weekend starting on Friday for those hours to make, if that makes sense. But it's a total of 24 a week. I know. I just can't get over, like, Sunday's the beginning of the week for me because that's when your prep goes in, but whatever. Then, when do you breathe? Well, I have definitely 4 hours of extra time that's free time. Now, if you notice, I actually have an hour for night care and wind down routine down at the bottom, and that includes reading. So I'm not saying like, oh, I'm giving up reading, because that's actually, reading and coloring are part of my time at night where I get sleepy and let go of the day. The 4 extra hours, that's if I want to watch a movie on the weekend, if I want to play a video game, if I want to work on a sewing project, whatever, that I know those are free. And then this 6 hours is because my full-time job is actually flexible. So I just stuck that there for this week to let me see, okay, if I get off at my normal time, then I've got this much available. And what I actually like to do is get ahead on things like my side project or my art project or things that are coming up, so then I can chill more and have more extra time altogether and maybe like binge watch something on Netflix. But that's just me. That's personal preference. So that's where my flexible, you could get little tabbies and actually plug in where the hours are and have on the side your options. So like if you get all your stuff done that you have to get done, okay, you're done. And if you choose to do nothing, cool, that's a choice. But if you look over on the side and go, oh, I can use this one of these hours to work on writing my book, or whatever your goal is, whatever that thing is that you're like, oh, I wish I had time for this thing, that becomes visually apparent where you're like, okay, this is where my time for that thing is. So there's that. So thanks for joining me for the weekly layout. I'm really excited for next year. Hopefully going to start doing a lot more live episodes. And hopefully if you haven't done your custom order yet, you're going to go ahead and get it in before the 31st. I'm going to say if you order as late as the 15th, you probably can't expect, with shipping and stuff, it would be really surprising to me if it got to you by New Year's. But the beauty about bulk journaling is it can happen anytime. So custom orders, PM me. If there's any questions about the weekly layout, if you couldn't see it clearly enough, if you'd like some screenshots, comment on the episode below. Thanks for joining me. This is Amanda Renee for Bolt Journal, getting you straight there. #That's a planner shame. Bye guys.